Hi, I'm Andy Jones, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Dimash's performance of Show Must Go On, originally by Queen, at the I Am Singer show in China. Now, I've looked at a few of Dimash's performances from this TV show. I've looked at Adagio, I've looked at SOS, and I've checked out Opera 2, and these are all videos that I'd seen a few times before. Now, this particular one, I think I may have seen once about a year or two ago. So this is mostly reaction, perhaps a tiny bit of review based on my memory of what I saw and heard the first time I viewed this. But it's certainly not something I've looked at in detail or regularly. So I'm interested to see how this goes, because this is kind of my first Dimash viewing that I could really call a reaction rather than a review. So if you're new to my channel and you'd like to check out those other reviews and reactions, they're on my channel already. Now, I will be looking at songs that happened after the I Am Singer show at some point too, and continuing in my Dimash journey. But right now I'm kind of enjoying the format of the show and the dynamics there between the contestants, how supportive they are of each other, the crew, the band, because they are first class. And I'm just enjoying learning a bit more about how the show's structured and what happens there. So I thought this seemed like a logical place to go, because this is one of my favorite Queen songs, which on the one hand makes me kind of think, do I need to see a cover of it? But on the other hand, this is Dimash, so, you know, I have the feeling that I can't really go wrong with this. A little reminder, head over to my Discord and my Twitch, and of course don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube, because I am continuing on my journey here, and there will be more videos to come so that you can be notified when these videos go online. You can be there for the live premieres. And in the Discord, we are going to be putting together a Dimash thread as well for anybody who'd like to keep me updated, and maybe even answer a few of my questions about the show and how it works. So you'll see links to all of that in the video description. So please do connect, and then we have more we can talk about outside of this video. All right, for now, let us check out Dimash singing Show Must Go On. Let's do this.
他学坏了，冲观众放电。
应该呀，长得也很帅。
Spaces, what are we living for? About these places, a wasted nose is school, holding on. Does anybody know what you're looking for? And not the hero, and not the mind described. We had the curtain in the path to mine. Holds the line. Does anybody want to take it anymore? Show must go on. Show must go on. It's on a hard breaking. My makeup may be flagging, but my smile still stays on.
Okay, before it carries on into the next part of the song, really interesting arrangement. Love all the strings. That's the first thing that caught my attention when this started, all the strings at the beginning. It's a very different dynamic to the song, to the original, which is great, because I kind of get worried when you try and cover something like Queen just one-to-one without putting your own spin on it. So this is a really cool spin, that the strings add a great emotional level. Strings and piano pretty much so far have been the only instruments underneath Dimash's vocals. I guess it'll probably rock out later on, just from what I've seen of Dimash performing thus far. There's always kind of a rocked up element towards the end, which I expect, and I'm looking forward to if that happens here as well, because it is a classic rock song. So yeah, really good start so far. So far, Dimash has mostly been in his lower neutral register, and has been quite relaxed vocally. In the chorus, he's gone up in pitch, but he's still been quite relaxed in terms of how he's sung. It's not been as intensive as some of the things I've seen from Dimash thus far, but again, this is a rock song. I can kind of anticipate that coming. Okay.
Whatever happens, I need the all to change. And as it could teach, and as it fed romance, on and on, just anybody know what you're looking for. Question learning, I must be going now. Some journey, what's it calling now? All souls down is breaking, but inside things it taking back into me free. Show must go on. Show must go on. Inside my heart is breaking. I wake up every flagging but my smile still stays on.
Okay, cool. We're going to come back and look at that solo in a little while because I see we're getting into the rock part now. As we go into the second verse, it's still very string-centric, and the rhythm changes slightly to what we're used to from the original version, but it's a cool rhythm. It works well. And between the strings and the piano and then the percussion that's added to it, and later on in the chorus, the drums, that kind of tom fill in the chorus from the drums, it fits the style beautifully. So in the chorus, what's quite atypical for a song like this is that the electric guitar still hasn't appeared yet. The electric guitar makes its first appearance just where I've paused there, where the solo starts. So this is quite unusual for a power song by Queen. So they have put a very different spin on it, and I guess Dimash has been part of the team that made that arrangement. From what I understand in this show, there's the artist has a collaborator with whom they also make the arrangements of the songs. So I'm sure that Dimash has been involved, if not instrumental, in arranging this around the strings. So yeah, great. And it's fun watching these reactions backstage. We've not had any kind of sensational moments yet, but there will be, I'm sure. But yeah, they're definitely all into it. And yeah, I mean, the kind of the high points of the song are still to come. So I'm looking forward to see where this goes. We have the solo now. Let's check it out.
My smile still stays on. My song is painted, my series of butterflies. Friendly chance to yesterday, we come on every time. I can fly my life.
Got to pause there for a second because otherwise there's just too much to talk about in one go, and we'll come back to this break again in a second. So what's really interesting about that solo is that I barely noticed any of it. And that's because, of course, for the entirety of the solo, Dimash is singing over it. Now, normally that's not something I particularly like because I like to give the moment to the guitarist and let them show what they can do without being interfered with by the vocalist. It's something that Ian Gillan did a lot with Deep Purple, and it's one of the few things that I didn't particularly like about Ian Gillan in Deep Purple, although I genuinely love what he normally does vocally. I sometimes just wish that he'd let the guitarist play in the solo part, but here it didn't bother me actually. I honestly couldn't tell you what the guitarist was playing there, apart from that it was designed to be a solo, because firstly the frequencies of the vocals, because they're very high, but also the way that he was belting those frequencies made it pretty much impossible to really listen in on the solo, at least for the first time of hearing. Not a complaint there though, because what he was doing vocally was amazing. He went from, very powerful belt in his chest voice up into his mix register, going right up into falsetto. So very, very impressive. And the bridge I loved. Love the bridge in the original as well. But solid, sounded like a rock song there. The guitar was with them, it was in the arrangement again. And here we go into the break into the next chorus. So I'll just wind us back for that. That's really interesting. That note that he just hit there. Firstly, it's a really high note in his falsetto range, and he's not really using his mixed voice for that as much. He's relying more on his head voice for it. What's really interesting there is that notes like that were being sung back in the 70s by people like the Bee Gees. It's a kind of Barry Gibb note that I instantly recognized. I wonder if, he's kind of heard any of the Bee Gees stuff and he's kind of taken any influence from that. He's really singing powerfully in that chorus before he goes up to that note. Fantastic control over his voice, knowing exactly what he wants to sing and taking it there. So really, really impressive. Okay. Dimash, come on. That's the thing about this guy. Whenever you think he's hit the big note, there's still something else coming. I want to watch that last chorus again just to kind of take in the whole chorus, because there was one point where I stopped and there were just too many things to notice there. I just got to take us back and watch that chorus again. All right, in a second, we're going to go back and watch that one more time because I'm going to take you through it step by step. So after what I call the Bee Gees note, after that, we have this fantastic high-pitched falsetto run. And he does something similar to what he did in, I think it was SOS, where he took it up to a really high note and then ran back down, note by note. And at that kind of pitch, that's so impressive. Like, even getting to those notes in the first place, but being able to move between them at that pitch level is so hard. And not many people can do it. I can't do it. I can understand what's happening, and I can do that at lower octaves, but up there, So there's not many vocalists that can do that. Followed by the last part when he sings show, bum, must, bum, go on. The bass does something similar to one of the other songs. I think it might have been Adagio, where he sings the last note and the bass kind of goes doom, does a little slide downwards. And that's actually where you'd normally expect the band to come in together at the end. But then this is where Dimash goes next level, and does some vocal acrobatics by himself a cappella without the band there at all. And then the band comes in at the end. So it's always just kind of, taking up a step further. He's kind of outdoing himself at every turn, which, wow. Yeah, very, very, very impressive. I want to go back and just watch that last little bit again. And then I want to watch it to the end because I see there's still 30 seconds. And in the comments, I've been told to always make sure to watch the bit after the song because fun things sometimes happen there. I think I also saw Dimash's dad in the audience for this one, which is lovely. Okay.
今天大家都拼了，拼了，真的都。然后音乐
怎么样？
很。
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 谢谢。我爱你，马耶特。Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean, what was fun was, those backstage reactions again. I don't know what they were saying, but they sounded impressed. The audience, again, looked really, really happy and really into it and obviously have become fans of Dimash. And it was nice to see him interacting with the audience and with the band, saying thank you to all of them. So, yeah, really cool. I can't remember. I believe this was one of the earlier performances in the show. And what some people said in the comments when I talked about Adagio, I mentioned a couple of things about pronunciation there, and some of the comments said that he actually didn't sing in English at all until he took part in this competition. So it was only here where he actually started trying to learn to sing in English in order to sing songs in this show, which is doubly impressive because not only is he fantastic vocally, but he's also apparently quite spontaneously brought in other languages. Again, there were a couple of things in terms of pronunciation I can mention there. One being kind of the mix of the TH with other sounds like the Z or the D. I got asked in one of my early videos, I think it was Adagio, whether it's actually possible to train this, and it is. And I'm saying this as a language teacher who's been doing this now for quite a long time. It is possible to train it. It can sometimes be quite kind of time-consuming and irritating to do. That's not to say that I'm criticizing his pronunciation at all, especially not if he's only just kind of started training his English in order to do this show. He was very young, I believe. He's like 21 or 22-ish, I think, when he did this show. So, wow. On the whole, just an astounding performance. And I'm really glad I looked at this because I was a little bit, a little bit unsure about checking out one of my favorite Queen songs as a cover. I often avoid looking at covers of my favorite songs simply because I just go to the original. But this one I'm glad I did. Really cool. Enjoyed it very, very much. I want to thank everybody who's recommended this particular video to me. I've got lots more Dimash requests to check out, and I will be working my way through them. It will take some time because between my work and my family and my own music, there's not a lot of free time, so I'm trying to get 2 or 3 videos a week out there. But don't be discouraged if the next one is not immediate. It will be coming. All right, so thanks so much for watching, and happily, keep providing me any background information about this performance or about other performances of Dimash's that you'd like me to look into, and I will have that on my list for videos to come. So thank you to all of the dears for continually helping me out and providing context to me, and I look forward to continuing my journey with you again in the future. Until then, bye-bye.